My name is Josh Dillard. I'm one of the co-founders and members of Truce. I'm here with the lovely Julie Jackson, who's also a co-founder and co-member of Truce Media, which is a production company. We're a film studio. We're a film company in Denver, Colorado. We've been around since 2019, and we continue to grow, change our vision, strategize, ebb and flow with the market, and it's been a roller coaster ride. And today we are talking about many different things. One of the things that we wanted to jump right in for a lot of filmmakers is the Cannes Film Festival. And Julie, go ahead and just tell us who you are and what is the Cannes Film Festival.
Hey, Josh. I'm excited to be chatting with you today. Well, I'm a 20-year documentarian. I've mostly been telling documentary stories globally. My first film was in Haiti. I've filmed across Africa, the Middle East, all across the United States. So I'm very much an international documentarian, but I've always wanted to tell narrative stories. And I think for me, I joined Truce because I wanted to have this journey shared with other amazing people. And the Cannes Film Festival is the epitome of film across the planet. There is no other festival bigger than Cannes. And Truce went to Cannes in 2023, and it was amazing. There was 4 or 5 of us there, and we really, it was a little bit like diving into the ocean and not necessarily knowing how to swim, So the going this year in 2024 was already like a totally different experience because I knew what to expect. And now I'm really excited for Truce in 2025 and the Cannes Film Festival because it really is. It's a convergence. Everyone who is working in film comes together in Cannes, and it's amazing.
Yeah, like you said, we went last year, and everyone, since I started getting into film making and video production, I've always heard of Cannes, and you always kind of think it's unattainable to get up there and go there, but it's just a normal city. It's like you can get there, you can fly there, you can go by train. And the only difference is you got all the Hollywood stars there and all the directors. And then what was really interesting is the producer role. So is it fair to say that Cannes is like a producers festival, or is that other festivals?
That's a really interesting question. Maybe that's why I really anchored in at Cannes, was because I think, yes, it is a producers festival. It is a place where you can literally meet someone who's going to finance your film having coffee. Like to me, it's a very magic place. Like there's fairy dust in the air, I think, because anything's possible there. But I think if I was to kind of break it down, I feel like, yes, there's producers there. There's definitely filmmakers there, but there's a lot of cinephiles there, people who just love film. I've met several people who were there just to go watch movies, I also met a lot of locals who go to the cinema on the beach, which is one of their events that happens. So I think there's different tiers of people who come to the festival. But for me, yeah, it's definitely the place to be if you want to make content.
Yeah. Yeah, when we were there, we stayed at one of the Airbnbs, and right below us was that Petite
Majestique, which is the sort of place to be if you're I don't know,
keep that in mind if you're looking to go to Cannes. Go to the Petite Majestique. It's a little bar/restaurant, but everyone goes there, and they don't leave because our Airbnb was right up above that, and 24/7 it was full. Like at 7 a.m. there was a roaring crowd. I actually took video of it and have the audio of it. Yeah. And you can't sleep, so you have to shut your windows, or you just sleep during the day because it's impossible. So yeah, when we were out there, I think one of the the most interesting things is, like you said, cinephiles or people that are just kind of interested in, what the heck is going on, especially if they live there or if they live close. But also people who are kind of on your same level. So like with Truce, we have numerous projects that we want to get done and we want to do. Obviously, with everybody, the biggest thing is budgets and finding people to back your projects.
Mhm.
And I think there's a lot of people that are in the same boat. And when we were there last year, um, it seemed like, you were able to have those conversations with people. People were at least approachable. And there's a lot of just, there's a lot of, what would you say? Um, Potential, because you're dealing with international people. Like, I think it's good to get out of your circle and your bubble of people, especially in Denver. So that's where we're mostly located, is in the Colorado area, and that's where Truce is. And I think it's easy to get caught up in everything that's going on in the industry there in Colorado, which is good and necessary. And you kind of have to put it in its place. But also, I mean, film is worldwide, and the international scene is something to dive into, and just dealing with things that it's like a learning. It's like, I feel like sometimes Colorado's high school, and then you like go out to like something like Canton, you're in like college, or you're in like a university, and everything's just like, whoa.
Yeah. Well, and I will say yes, Truce is headquartered in Denver, but our members are all over the place. I mean, Ben lives outside Chicago. Can't keep track of where you are, but Southwest maybe. And we have members in LA, Washington, and then we have global members too. So the vision of Truce is to be a global ecosystem. But
Yeah.
also going back in terms of Cannes and sort of the tiers of who's there. So you have two things happening at the same time. You have the market, the Cannes Marché, which is literally a film market, and then you have the Cannes Film Festival, and they happen in parallel. And the Cannes market is one of, I'd say, three really big markets. You have the American film market in October, November, the Berlinale in February, and then which is the EU market, and then Cannes film market in May. So those are sort of the three main film markets. And literally you have territories there, you have all the distributors there, you have production companies there. So at the market, there is a lot of sort of buying and selling. But for me, it takes a few years to know, number one, who are the players, what are they interested in, and like everything, it's about relationships. And so just know that it's going to be the long haul. It's not like, oh, you're going to go and everything's going to happen right away. It's like, no, this is our life's vision, life path, and it's, it takes time to build those relationships, but we're starting to have them, which is really great.
Yeah, like you said, you kind of have to do your homework and understand who might be out there, and who you're looking for. And if you're new to this and you don't have that, you are not in tune with that, going to Cannes the first time is going to feel probably a little maybe overwhelming, but especially trying to get to all the events. If you do have a pass to get in, there's stuff happening all the time, so you're not going to make everything. But I think it is, just kind of, if anyone's planning on going, I guess, like, just to, harbor expectations of what's going to be there. People aren't going to probably approach you. You have to go approach them, and you have to know, who you're looking for. You have to start conversations. You have to kind of dive in, and I guess that's kind of the beauty of Cannes, is just like everything's right there. And if you go start conversations, who knows what can happen, kind of alluding to the magic that you were talking about. So I was there last year. I wasn't able to go this year. What was new about going, what was it, like a month ago now? And what did you learn? Was there anything different? And now that you've been, twice now. What would you say is different or better, or what did you see that
Wow.
was it more interesting? I guess.
Yeah, I think, well, year two was already, I knew what to expect. I knew where to go. I mean, it is overwhelming, like you said in the beginning. And I would say, um, well, there's a couple things to say. And we can come back to tips and tricks here in a bit. But I think for me, the big takeaway in Cannes 2024 is that the industry is totally in flux. And a lot of, there was a lot of I know nothing. Like a lot of people are waiting to see kind of how the industry settles because it's totally unsettled. It's just unsettled. I think is the big takeaway. And I also felt that there was a lot of people that I would talk to who were frustrated about either project stalling or wanting to be doing something and feeling that it was outside of them, that it was out of their control. And I think for me, that was actually really empowering because with what we're doing with Truce is like, we're not asking for permission. We're just going to do it. And so I feel actually really empowered in that nobody knows what's happening. The funding streams have totally changed. Pre-sales are almost, I don't want to say they're going away, but unless you have really, really, really top tier talent, it's really tough to get pre-sales. And then there was a really refreshing, innovative look at technology and sort of the metaverse and I mean, all the stuff, Josh, I know you would totally geek out about, some alternative funding sources with some films that actually, one of the films that I went to a panel, they funded, it was like 600,000 euros from selling. Now, this is into your world. What is it when you sell the NFTs? They were selling NFTs from the last film, and they literally raised $600,000 cash to make the next movie.
So they were scamming people, is what you're saying?
Well, I don't know, not my world, but it's like it's just a different way to fund.
That's crazy. Yeah, maybe if there's anything deeper on that as far as the change of what you see, whether it be a combination of what you've heard outside of Cannes and then even there at Cannes. This industry is changing pretty fast along with a lot of industries, especially with advents of AI and just the way of the internet and the way of the streaming. Is there any more you can talk to, or is there any? Can you talk more about that as far as what you've seen at Cannes? I mean, were there any other specific conversations that you had regarding that and what other people are doing? Do you think alternative funding is maybe the best now a option of what people should be doing? And then, is it even feasible to be a filmmaker?
Oh, it's tough. I mean, it is a tough industry for sure. There's no roadmap. But I feel like things are changing. Like things are power shifting and things are very much turning on its head. So there was a lot of talk of crowdfunding and sourcing material more at sort of a grassroots level because the studio system is kind of in chaos right now. We're off the heels of the strike, so there's a lot of talk about that. And I had a really great meeting with Angel Studios, which has totally flipped the industry on its head. They have 8 films coming out this year, and to the broad markets, and they're really going into theatrical, which is really cool. But they're an alternative model. And I think that it's the time now of alternative models because the old way is broken. I mean, that's why Hollywood's been on strike. It's not working. And so what is going to work? And I think we have to be creative on where the funding's coming from. And that's the producer's job, is to get it done, right? Find the money, come up with the great partnerships and be creative. But ultimately, it is a collaborative art form. So you have to collaborate. And that is what I love about Cannes, is that there's people coming together and you can find your people, find your people and create content and learn and grow and do it again. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah. No, you're right. I mean, Angel Studios is a great example of what Truce is kind of, we're not anywhere near where Angel Studios is, but the vision that they have and like the type of, the way that they're crowdfunding, the way that they do their torches to try to give their members a say into what they should develop next is right up our alley, and the exact same thing that we want to mimic and kind of do. Would you say that anyone who is trying to be a filmmaker like Cannes is like essential? Like if they don't go, I mean,
I mean,
will you shun them or will you?
you're so funny. Like, I think it's a blessing to go there. Like, for me, one, I speak French. I love France. I love French food. I love French culture. And so going there just as a human to experience it, I think is something that every filmmaker should do at least one time.
Yeah.
And then for me, though, if you are going to be a serious global filmmaker, yes, going to Cannes is kind of, part of the job function. And everybody's there. I mean, everybody is there. And if you're going to take it seriously, you need to show up. And so that's why for 2025, I mean, Truce is going to show up. Oh, also, I'm a film commissioner, a regional film commissioner in Colorado. And the United States is actually getting organized now with Film USA, where all of the film commissioners from across the country are starting to work together because, the balance of power, the dynamics of power within film is shifting. And there was a lot of talk of that too. Like it used to be, everybody wants to just be LA, LA, LA. And now it's like, no, yeah. Film in Thailand, Australia has really great incentives, and Spain, and like people looking globally. And I think for Truce anyway, that's our ecosystem is very much looking at things globally, playing globally with like-minded people and, just doing our thing.